Hello everyone, welcome to this next YouTube video. Today I'm going to give you a really simple drill to improve the quality of your strike when you're in the greens. Let's get into the video. So a common misconception with many golfers is they think that a quality strike is when we're bringing the putter back to the original setup position. So when we come through, you can see how the bottom of the putter gets quite close to the grass. We want to try and actually lift the putter up through the impact positions. Obviously you can see where I start with that putter resting on the ground. When I come into impact, what needs to happen is the bottom of the putter needs to be a little bit higher up, so then that's going to allow the sweet spot to be striking more the equator of the golf ball instead of lower down on the golf ball. If we was to come back down to our setup position, then we're going to be hitting more down on the putt. That's going to be causing the sweet spot to be too low on the golf ball, which is probably going to cause the ball to hop instead of get rolling straight away. There's always going to be a little bit of a bounce, but if we're hitting down on the putter too much and hitting down on the ball too much, that's going to be causing that ball to be bouncing for too long, which is not going to give it the smoothest roll. So when we strike the golf ball, we actually want to be launching and rising that putter up by around about 2 degrees through impact. That's going to be allowing us to hit up on the golf ball a little bit, which is going to allow the sweet spot to be more at the equator of the ball, which is going to allow for a nice smooth and consistent roll. And we're not going to be hitting down on the ball too much. So a really good drill to improve the quality of your strike is a drill that I call the coin drill. And all you need is a coin or a marker. All I want you to do is to place the coin or the marker just in front of the ball. So obviously the whole idea is you're going to be resting your putter on the marker at the start, but when you come into impact, you want to be missing the marker. If you touch the marker or brush the marker on the way through into impact, then that's going to obviously mean that the bottom of your putter is too low to the ground, and that's going to be that strike that we want to avoid. The strike where the center of the putter is a little bit too low down on the golf ball and not come into the equator of the ball. And just having in our head that we need to miss the marker on the way through is going to be allowing us, and it's going to give us that feeling of bringing the putter a little bit higher up and a little bit more on a positive launch through the impact position. Because obviously when I get to the top, I'm going to be wanting to avoid hitting too far down and brushing that marker. I'm going to want to be feeling like when I come through, I'm missing the marker. And that's going to allow me to get that strike a little bit higher up on the club face. So as you can see here, we don't want to be coming down too much and getting the bottom of that putter almost lining up to the bottom of the ball. That's going to be causing us to have more of this strike here. We're actually hitting more down on the ball. We will actually want to be more in this position. So we want that middle of the face to be lining up more to the equator. So you can see there, instead of being low, I want to be a little bit higher. That's going to be allowing that center to be striking the center of the ball. You don't want the center of the club face to be striking more the bottom of the ball like you can see there. We want to be more here, and that's going to allow for that consistent roll instead of hitting down on it like this, then causing it to pop up in the air. So again, what I'd recommend is just getting putts just with the marker or a coin just in front of the ball and just feeling like you start with the putter touching the marker, but then you're missing it on the way through. So give that drill a go for me. Again, all you need is a putter, a ball and a marker or a coin. That's going to really improve the quality of your strike and get it going out the right side of the putter onto the right side of the ball. That's really important. That was one thing I noticed being at the Desert Classic here last week at Emirates Golf Club. One of the things I really saw was just the consistency of the players' strikes and their launch angle through the ball and where on the putter they're striking the ball. That's going to be really important for consistent roll, which is obviously going to give you the best chance to have good strike and start the ball online, but also have consistent feel with a consistent strike is really going to build in that distance control. So give that a go for me. Like and subscribe, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.